There was a time when the financial world marveled at the genius of Charles Ponzi, the man who was in charge of one of the most successful business investments in America. Crowds begged him to take their money, banks whispered about his brilliance, and newspapers crowned him a financial mastermind. But behind the tailored suits and diamond pins was a simple truth. It was all built on lies. Ponzi's story starts in Italy. Born in 1882, he watched his family fall from privilege to the working class, and he never got over it. He blew his inheritance on fine clothes, restaurants, the opera, and casinos, neglecting his studies until the money ran out. Too proud for a regular job, he sailed to America in 1903, determined to return home rich. Real life hit hard. He worked odd jobs up and down the East Coast: sign painter, waiter, grocery clerk, dishwasher, factory hand, insurance salesman, sewing machine repairman. He either quit because he hated the work or got fired for cheating customers. By 1907, he tried his luck in Montreal at Banco Zarossi, a bank serving Italian immigrants. There, he saw robbing Peter to pay Paul up close, new deposits funding older payouts. When the bank collapsed, Ponzi tried to forge a check for $423.58 as a going-away present and got 3 years in prison. Released early, he smuggled 5 Italian immigrants into the US, got arrested again, and served 2 more years in federal prison. After drifting, he landed back in Boston, found steady work, and married Rose Necco in 1918. But a clerk's salary could not fund his taste for luxury. He tried rescuing his father-in-law's fruit business bankrupt. He launched an import-export firm ignored. Then came the Trader's Guide, a grand publishing dream. He rented a bigger office, hired staff, and pitched advertisers with sky-high rates no one bit. Banks laughed him out of the room. That's when a letter from Spain arrived with an international reply: coupon an IRC. Ponzi had studied arbitrage. Buy in one market, sell in another, profit from price differences. IRCs could be exchanged for postage stamps at the same value worldwide, but purchased at different prices due to currency fluctuations. Ponzi imagined buying IRCs in countries where the currency had fallen, redeeming them in the US, and selling the stamps for profit. He formed the Securities Exchange Company in January 1920. On paper, it looked clever. In reality, shipping costs and tiny margins killed the idea. There were not enough IRCs in the entire world to make it work at scale. But Ponzi would not let go. If the real business failed, the sales pitch did not. He promised investors 50% returns in 45 days, or 100% in 90 days, claiming a global network buying coupons in bulk. He refused to share details, saying competitors might copy him. He targeted ordinary people, the financially naive, the desperate, the dreamers he started in his neighborhood, paid early investors with money from new ones, and the crowds multiplied. At the peak, he was taking in over $250,000 a day. The Boston Post hailed him as a financial genius, and Ponzi lived like one. Mansions, fast cars, gold watches, first-class travel. Midway through this madness, let's talk about you. If you had stood outside Ponzi's office in 1920 and watched neighbors cash out huge returns, would you have invested? Drop a comment sharing the red flags you'd look for before handing over money. Would too good to be true have stopped you, or would the crowd have swayed you? Back to Boston. Doubts grew. Clarence Barron, president of Dow Jones and manager of the Wall Street Journal, calculated that Ponzi would need roughly 160 million IRCs to back his promises. There were only about 27,000 in the entire world. The Boston Post published the findings on the front page, and investigators started asking hard questions. Ponzi stalled, cooperated, even paused new investments. Then he hired a publicist, William McMasters, who quickly realized the truth. McMasters said, "Ponzi is a financial idiot. He can hardly even add up." He took Ponzi's records to the Boston Post and wrote a Pulitzer Prize-winning exposé. The scheme collapsed. Several banks failed. Tens of thousands lost savings, and Ponzi was indicted on 86 counts of mail fraud. He pled guilty to a single count and got 5 years in federal prison, serving 3.5. Free again, he fled to Florida and tried another scam, the Sharpon Land Syndicate, promising 200% returns in 60 days on worthless swampland. He was exposed, arrested in New Orleans after trying to sneak to Italy disguised as a sailor, and served 7 more years. He lost his wealth, his marriage, and ultimately died in poverty in Rio de Janeiro in 1949, buried in a pauper's grave. If you enjoy deep dives into the history of finance and investing, hit subscribe for more intense stories that teach hard lessons without fluff. In the end, Ponzi did not invent the tactic, but he branded it with audacity and style. The blueprint remains the same: promise huge returns fast, hide the mechanics, and pay old investors with new money. The question that matters now is simple and terrifying. When the next guaranteed miracle investment shows up, will we spot the lie before the mansion goes up?